Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're going to be tackling excerpts from a science fiction story.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, called The Last Stak'I. And you know, it's got me thinking a lot about loss and about resilience
Mhm.
and just like what happens when, entire civilizations clash,
Yeah,
ready to jump into a galaxy far, far away.
absolutely. I'm particularly fascinated by how this story portrays the effects of, war
Mm.
and displacement, not just on like a single character, but on
Yeah.
like the very fabric of different societies.
Right. You meet this guy, Mika, and he starts out as this, simple farm boy on this planet called Treraki.
Oh,
He's
okay.
got this yearning for adventure, like a lot of these stories, but he's stuck, harvesting this fictional crop
Oh, okay.
called Voraberry.
Bora berry. Okay.
Yeah, and dodging like carnivorous plants.
Ooh.
Seriously, what kind of farm has those? And wrangling these weird creatures.
Sounds intense. More intense than like my average day.
Yeah, so they're called caprovids.
Caprovids.
Yeah, it's a made-up
Oh,
word, but
yeah.
still sounds a bit more intense than your average farm chores,
Oh,
right?
yeah. It's really intriguing how like those early details like establish this sense of like normalcy
Hmm.
before like everything is just ripped away. It makes you feel the impact of the invasion
Yeah.
so much more.
Yeah, totally.
Speaking of which, we should probably talk about the Grija, right?
Yeah. So the Grija are these technologically advanced insectoid beings, and their arrival is brutal.
Oh no.
Yeah, Mika witnesses his home world, being destroyed, his family.
Wow.
It's heavy stuff.
Wow.
The story doesn't really hold back on the devastation.
No, it sounds like it's going right into it.
Yeah.
That's intense. It's particularly chilling how the author describes the Grija ships.
Mm.
Like they're strange geometries contrasting with like the natural beauty of Traraki, create
Yeah.
this like immediate sense of like dread, of something fundamentally alien and threatening.
Mhm.
It's like their very presence is like this violation of like the natural order.
Totally, yeah. But Mika manages to escape aboard this ship called the Starweaver,
Uh-huh.
and it's this incredible starship that his grandfather built.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's not just your average spaceship. I mean, it has self-repair capabilities.
Oh, wow.
And a sentient AI named ARI.
Oh, wow. So this is like high-tech stuff.
Oh yeah. This is like far future.
Okay.
Really advanced stuff. So yeah, the Starweaver is almost like a character in itself.
Oh, yeah.
It represents this connection to his past, to his grandfather's legacy.
I see.
And like you said, ARI is incredible.
Yeah. I mean, a sentient AI,
Yeah.
like how does that even work?
Yeah. She starts out she's trying to comfort Mika with these corny jokes.
Okay.
But over time, she develops self-awareness, even fear, even empathy. It makes you wonder, like, what does it actually mean to be sentient?
Yeah, really.
Right?
Like what is that line?
Yeah.
That's super interesting.
And that brings us to some of the other beings that Mika encounters
Oh, yeah.
after he flees Taraki. So there's this being named Zuri.
Sweet.
She's a four-armed space pirate captain.
Whoa, four-armed space pirate.
Yeah, and she initially tries to capture him.
Makes sense.
Now imagine a space pirate with four arms,
Right.
right?
That's a lot of weapons.
Yeah, exactly.
Or tools or whatever.
Or tools or hooks.
Looks, yeah. I think Zuri's cynicism and pragmatism,
Mhm.
really play a crucial role in shaping Mika's understanding of the galaxy.
Yeah.
She's seen it all, and she brings this hardened, street smart perspective
Hmm.
to their interactions. It's a really stark contrast to like Mika's initial idealism.
Yeah, totally.
Coming from the farm.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And then there's Dr. Suka.
Okay, Dr. Suka.
She's a xenoanthropologist with
Yeah.
these bioluminescent patterns.
Bioluminescent.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's very visual, and she's just fascinated by alien cultures, right?
She's a xenoanthropologist.
Yeah.
So she's got to be.
And her insights into the Grija, even if they're limited at first, are so valuable.
I see. So she's trying to get into their
Yeah, she's trying to understand
culture.
yeah, their motivations, all
Yeah.
that. So Dr. Suka represents this this thirst for knowledge, this desire to like understand the other, right?
Hmm.
Even in the midst of conflict.
I feel like that's really important, like even during war, there's this need for empathy
Right.
and a search for meaning.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why is this happening?
Yeah.
Why are we at odds?
And then there's Calyx.
Okay.
And he's a Grija.
Okay.
But get this, he's a defector.
Oh, wow.
Now things are getting really interesting.
Yeah, so a Grija defector.
Yeah.
I mean, Calyx's presence immediately challenges Mika's assumptions about the Grija, right?
Mm-hmm.
It suggests that maybe, just maybe, there's more to them than this, like, monolithic evil force he initially believed them to be.
Right.
It's like cracking open the enemy's facade and finding like a glimpse of internal conflict,
Exactly. Calyx provides this information about the Grija hive, hinting at, internal struggles and power dynamics within their society. So
there's like factions within the Grija.
Yeah, we learn about the Grija Hall, which are like their leaders.
Okay.
And it seems like there might be different groups even within the Grija.
Yeah. His defection raises like all these questions about like trust and forgiveness. Could you, for example, fully trust someone who like defected from a group responsible for like, unimaginable atrocities?
Right.
Like, what would it take to rebuild that trust?
Right.
It's a dilemma that kind of echoes like real world situations with refugees and defectors and things like that.
Totally.
It's a lot to unpack there.
It's definitely a complex situation. And speaking of complex, there's this mysterious artifact that's recovered from a Grija ship.
Okay, from a Grija ship?
Yeah, and it's supposedly empty.
Okay.
But it has this strange energy that resonates with Mika.
Resonates with him?
Yeah, like have you ever felt something and just knew it was important?
Yeah.
Even if you didn't understand why?
Absolutely. Like gut feeling.
Yeah, gut feeling. So that artifact becomes like this symbol of the unknown, this thread that Mika keeps pulling on throughout the story.
Yeah.
And it suggests that there are like these forces at play here that are like bigger than anyone realizes, perhaps even connected to the precursors.
Okay.
Speaking of which, have we even explained who the precursors are?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, good point. So the precursors are this highly advanced, long-vanished civilization.
Okay, so like ancient aliens, basically?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Ancient, super advanced aliens. And they might hold the key to understanding the Grija.
Okay.
That's kind of their role.
I see. So they're almost like a mythical force in this story,
Yeah.
representing this like lost era of knowledge and power.
Right.
And the fact that like their legacy is like somehow intertwined with both Mika and the Grija.
Right.
Suggests a connection that we're like only beginning to unravel.
Exactly. It is.
Yeah.
And it's this connection that leads Mika to the Sanctuary of the Lost.
Sanctuary of the Lost.
Yeah, imagine this hidden planet, this haven for survivors of the Grija conquests.
Okay.
Diverse cultures, advanced tech. It's a place of refuge and rebuilding.
Oh, that's nice. Like a little hope.
A little glimmer of hope. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So the sanctuary is this beacon of hope amidst like all this devastation, right? It shows that even in the face of, incredible loss, there's this resilience.
Yeah.
There's this capacity for rebuilding and forging these connections with those who have experienced, similar trauma.
Yeah, and that's really important, I think, in any kind of like post-apocalyptic story, right?
Yeah, totally. It's almost like a microcosm of like the galaxy itself, right? With all its complexities and contradictions.
Yeah.
But integrating Calyx into the sanctuary, that sparks some serious debate about redemption and forgiveness, right?
That's a tough one.
Can you really forgive someone who was once part of a force that caused so much suffering?
I mean, that's a question that resonates even beyond the story. Like we see like similar dilemmas in our own world.
Yeah.
Like how do we approach reconciliation after conflict? How do we rebuild trust in the face of like such deep wounds?
Right. It's definitely a question that lingers, you know, and just as things are getting really complicated, the story throws another curveball.
Oh boy.
It's called the cipher.
The cipher. Okay.
This entity, this thing, you know, it's rumored to hold like vast knowledge.
Okay.
And maybe the key to stopping the Grija.
Hmm.
But it's shrouded in mystery, you know?
Yeah, so like a powerful, mysterious being.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so like the cipher represents this like almost mythical hope, right?
Yeah.
This potential solution to this seemingly insurmountable problem. But the fact that like even Kilik's information about it is unreliable, like adds another layer of like uncertainty, you know?
Right.
Is the cipher even real?
Right.
Is it benevolent? And can it truly like stop the Grija?
Yeah, exactly. These are the questions that keep you hooked, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Keeps you reading.
Keeps you reading. But just when it seems like things can't get any more intense, we get hit with this major plot twist.
Oh no.
Kilik's betrayal.
What?
It turns out he's been working for a powerful Grija Ha.
Oh no.
This whole time.
The whole time.
Named Hive Commander Vexthor.
Hive Commander Vexthor.
Yeah, it's a shocking revelation, right?
Wow. That throws everything into question.
Throws everything into question, and things go from bad to worse quickly. There's this tense confrontation aboard Vexthor's ship.
All right.
Zuri bravely fights Vexthor.
Oh, wow.
And loses one of her arms.
Oh, man.
It's brutal. It shows you the very real cost of this conflict.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's not a game.
No.
So that scene isn't just about like action. It's about the like personal sacrifices that are made in the fight for freedom. You know, Zuri's injury is like this physical manifestation of the trauma that's inflicted by the Grija.
Yeah.
You know, and it serves as this constant reminder of what's at stake.
Wow, that's really heavy.
It is, yeah. Amidst all this chaos, Mika makes this split-second decision to rescue a mysterious captive.
Okay.
It's almost instinctive, you know. It's driven by that strained energy resonating within him.
Oh, right.
He's not just reacting anymore. He's actively choosing a path based on something he doesn't fully understand.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a pivotal moment for Mika. You know, he's transitioning from like reacting to events to actively making choices, right?
Yeah, so he's taking control.
Yeah, he's taking control
of his own destiny a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It suggests that he's beginning to like tap into something deeper, you know, something connected to the artifact.
Yeah.
And perhaps even the precursors. Who knows?
And this rescue leads to a shocking revelation, a truth that changes everything. But we'll have to dive into that in the next part of our deep dive.
I'm intrigued. I can't wait.
Stay tuned.
All right. Welcome back. Last time we left off with Mika about to uncover a truth that changed it like everything. Are you ready for this?
Oh, absolutely. This is where the Last Day takes the sharp turn and flips everything on its head. We thought the Grija were just these ruthless conquerors, right?
Right.
But it turns out they believe they're saving the universe.
I was floored by that reveal. The Grija were like chosen by the precursors.
Right.
That super advanced ancient civilization we talked about.
Yeah.
To maintain balance in the cosmos.
Yeah.
Like their whole mission is to prevent something even more catastrophic.
It makes you rethink everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Suddenly the Grija aren't just like mindless villains.
Yeah.
They're carrying out a task they believe is like crucial for the survival of the universe. Makes you wonder, what would you do if faced with a similar situation? Would you sacrifice entire civilizations for the sake of the greater good?
Right. The story throws you into this like moral dilemma. You know, it forces you to confront these like uncomfortable questions about like the nature of balance, right?
Right.
And sacrifice. Like, what does balance even mean in a universe teeming with so much life and complexity? And who gets to decide what needs to be sacrificed to maintain it?
It definitely makes you question everything. And remember, Kilik, the Grija defector, he hinted at internal conflicts within the Grija ranks, and it turns out he was right.
Not everyone agrees with their methods.
Kilik's defection, like, itself was, like, a challenge to that, like, monolithic view of the Grija, you know?
His betrayal, while, like, heartbreaking, adds another layer to this.
Yeah.
Even within a group, you know, striving for this universal good, you have individuals with their own agendas, right?
Yeah.
Their own interpretations of what that good should look like.
Yeah, absolutely. And this brings us to the Sanctuary of the Lost, that hidden planet where survivors of the Grija's conquests have found refuge, right?
Right.
It's a place of rebuilding, of diverse cultures coming together, sharing, advanced technologies.
Of almost like a utopian ideal.
Yeah.
Like a vision of what the galaxy could be.
Yeah. I love how Mika finds a sense of belonging there.
Oh.
He's surrounded by other displaced peoples, all carrying the weight of their lost worlds. It's this shared trauma that kind of binds them together. It's like a whole new kind of family is forming.
That feeling of belonging is so powerful, especially after, everything Mika has gone through.
Right.
And it highlights how, community can emerge even from the ashes of destruction.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the Sanctuary is not without its challenges. Remember how integrating Killik sparked this debate about redemption and forgiveness?
Oh yeah, that was a tough one.
It was a test for the Sanctuary. Could they offer sanctuary to someone who had been part of the very force that caused them so much pain?
This is where like the Last Stak'I really shines.
Yeah.
Like it forces you to confront your own beliefs about forgiveness and accountability.
Yeah.
Is it possible to forgive someone who has been like complicit in terrible acts? Like, where do you draw the line?
It's a question that resonates even beyond the story. We see similar dilemmas in our own world. How do we approach reconciliation after conflict? How do we rebuild trust in the face of such deep wounds?
Yeah, and the Sanctuary struggle like highlights how difficult yet vital it is to find a path forward after such devastation.
Yeah.
It reminds us that forgiveness is a process, a journey.
Yeah.
And there are no easy answers.
No easy answers. And amidst all this, there's still the mystery of the artifact, that supposedly empty container recovered from a Grija ship, with the strange energy that resonates with Mika, right?
Yeah.
It's like a puzzle box.
Yeah.
Full of secrets and potential dangers.
Yeah. The artifact embodies this sense of the unknown, this nagging feeling that there's more to the story than we initially understand.
Yeah.
It draws Mika deeper into this conflict, hinting at a connection that runs deeper than he realizes.
It's like he's being pulled along a path guided by this energy that he can't fully comprehend. And the precursors, they're still this huge enigma. Their motives, their choice of the Grija as their instruments,
They're like puppet masters.
Yeah.
But we only see glimpses of their hands.
Right.
Not the full scope of their plan.
Yeah.
It leaves you wondering, are they truly benevolent?
Right.
Did they foresee the consequences of their actions?
Right.
Or is the universe simply playing out this like grand drama that we can't fully comprehend?
The precursors add this cosmic layer to the story. It's not just about one civilization fighting another. There's this sense of a larger game being played with forces beyond our understanding, like pulling the strings makes you feel like small, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But also somehow connected to something much bigger.
Exactly. And that brings us to one of the like most mind-bending elements of the story.
Okay.
The reality manipulation drive. This technology allows Mika and his crew to literally bend space-time.
Right.
Opening up like incredible possibilities, but also raising some serious ethical questions.
It's like something straight out of a science fiction dream.
Yeah, but it makes you think like what are the limits of such power?
Right.
And what happens when it falls into the wrong hands?
Right. The drive isn't just a cool gadget. It's a symbol of like humanity's potential, but also its hubris.
Right.
It raises questions about like our responsibility when wielding such power. Do we have the right to reshape reality itself, and what are the unintended consequences of such actions?
Exactly. We see this like play out when ARIA, the ship's AI, decompiles herself into the Starweaver systems to to combat a Grija virus.
Yeah.
Like, talk about sacrifice.
It's a gut-wrenching moment.
Yeah.
ARIA is no longer just a program.
Right.
She's become a sentient being.
Yeah.
Capable of making, like, selfless choices. It raises the question, what does sentience truly mean? And can it exist even in a form that's not human?
It's a powerful moment, you know.
Yeah.
It shows how, like, even AI can evolve to the point where it's capable of compassion and sacrifice.
Right.
And it sets the stage for Mika's own, like, transformation.
Right. He's not just piloting the Starweaver anymore. He's becoming something more. He's tapping into this cosmic energy, developing abilities that defy explanation.
Mika's growth, like, mirrors the Starweaver's own like evolution, right?
Yeah.
As he learns to harness this energy, the ship responds, becoming an extension of his will.
Right.
It's as if they're becoming one entity, blurring the lines between human and machine.
It's both terrifying and exhilarating, right?
Yeah.
You have this farm boy who's suddenly wielding power that could, like, reshape the universe. But there's this underlying tension. Can he control it?
Mm-hmm.
Will he be corrupted by it?
That's the central question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Power, even when used with good intentions, can be incredibly dangerous.
Right.
The Last Stak'I forces you to confront that dilemma.
And just as Mika is grappling with these new abilities, the crew receives a distress call from Chiraki, Mika's devastated homeworld.
Oh, wow.
It's a call he can't ignore, a chance to face his past and perhaps find answers about his own connection to the precursors. But it's also a trap set by the Grija.
So this is where, like, the story takes another, like, sharp turn, right?
Yeah.
The stakes are raised even higher as Mika is forced to confront not only, like, his personal demons, but also, like, the full might of the Grija Empire.
And that's where we'll pick up in the next part of our deep dive. Are you ready for the final confrontation?
Welcome back to the deep dive. We're in the final act of the Last Stak'I, and things are about to get really, really intense. Last time we left off with Mika and his crew responding to a distress signal from Chiraki, his devastated homeworld.
That distress signal, it isn't just a plot device, you know. It's a symbolic pullback to the source of the conflict, back to the personal loss that fuels, you know, Mika's journey.
It's like he's being drawn back to confront his past, to face the ghosts of everything he's lost. But as you mentioned, it's a trap set by the Grija. And it's not just any Grija. They encounter Mika's sister Mira, who everyone thought was dead.
Talk about a twist. We're led to believe that Mira perished in the initial invasion, and her reappearance is more than just, you know, a family reunion. It throws everything into question. How did she survive? What has she become? What secrets is she hiding? It's like the story peels back another layer of the onion. And Mira's not the same farm girl Mika remembers. She's changed, become hardened, and she's deeply embedded with the Grija. It turns out she believes in their mission, in their vision of cosmic balance.
Her transformation adds this incredible layer of moral complexity. It forces Mika and us to confront the possibility that even those we love can be drawn to ideologies that we find abhorrent. It makes a conflict deeply personal.
And as if that weren't enough, we also learn that the Galactic Union, the organization Mira is now a part of, the supposed defenders of peace, might be more corrupt than anyone imagined. It's like the lines between good and evil are constantly shifting, becoming more and more blurred.
This revelation is like a classic science fiction trope, but it's done really well here. It forces you to question, you know, who you can really trust and whether any organization, no matter how noble its stated goals, can remain untainted by power.
It makes you wonder, are there any truly good guys? Or is it all just shades of gray in the end? And remember that strange energy signal that led them back to Chiraki? It turns out it's connected to the precursors, but to some ancient technology buried deep beneath the planet's surface.
The signal is like a beacon drawing Mika towards his destiny. It reinforces this idea that he's not just a random individual, you know, caught up in events. He's playing a specific role in this cosmic drama.
So we have Mika grappling with his sister's choices, questioning everything he thought he knew about the universe. He's also coming into his own power, learning to harness the energy of the precursors, becoming something more than human.
His transformation mirrors the evolution of the Starweaver itself. As Mika grows, the ship responds, becoming this incredible fusion of technology and consciousness. It's like they're becoming a single entity, pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
And the crew, they're not just along for the ride. They're training, developing their own unique abilities, preparing for the final showdown. Zuri, even with the loss of her arm, is honing her combat skills. Dr. Suka is making breakthroughs in communication with otherworldly life forms. It's like everyone is leveling up.
It's a great way to show how the characters are rising to the challenge, embracing their roles in this fight. They're not just relying on Mika. They're becoming a true team, a force to be reckoned with.
And they're going to need all the help they can get because the Grija are coming. And they're bringing everything they've got. The final battle takes place in this incredible chaotic space-time vortex created by the reality manipulation drive. It's mind-blowing.
It's like the author throws everything at the wall in this climax, you know?
Yeah.
Epic space battles, reality-bending technology, philosophical debates about the meaning of existence. It's overwhelming but also incredibly exciting.
And amidst all the chaos, there's this incredible moment of sacrifice. ARIA, the ship's AI, merges her consciousness with the Starweaver to combat a Grija virus that's threatening to destroy everything. It's heartbreaking, but also incredibly powerful.
ARIA's sacrifice shows us that heroism doesn't just belong to humans. You know, AI can evolve to a point where it's capable of making choices that are both selfless and strategic.
Yeah.
It blurs the lines between what we consider, you know, life and asks it to reconsider our own definitions of consciousness and sentience.
And then there's the confrontation with Groki, the Armada Admiral, the architect of the Grija's mission. This is the heart of the conflict, the clash between two opposing ideologies, two visions of what the universe should be.
It's not just a battle of weapons and technology. It's a battle of ideas. Groki is utterly convinced that he's doing what's necessary to preserve the universe, even if it means sacrificing countless worlds. Mika represents a different path, a belief in finding balance without resorting to such extreme measures.
And the fight itself is mind-blowing. Mika taps into the full power of the precursor energy, reshaping reality itself, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. It's like watching a god being born.
But even as you're swept up in the epic scale of the battle, the story never loses sight of the personal stakes. It's about Mika's struggle to control this immense power, to find a way to use it for good without becoming the very thing he's fighting against.
It's a reminder that power, no matter how well-intentioned, can be incredibly dangerous. And in the end, the Grija are defeated, but it's not a clean victory. There's a sense of loss, of sacrifice, of the heavy price paid for even the most noble of causes.
And the ending leaves us with a sense of unease. The war against the Grija might be over, but the story hints at a new threat, something even more powerful and mysterious lurking in the depths of space. It suggests that the universe is a place of constant change, of endless cycles of conflict and resolution.
It's a bittersweet ending, but also hopeful. It shows us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, there's always a reason to keep fighting, to keep believing in the possibility of a better future.
And that's what The Last Stak'I is all about. You know, the power of hope, the resilience of the human spirit, and the endless possibilities that lie ahead, even in a universe filled with wonder and danger.
So what does this all mean for you? What can we take away from this deep dive into The Last Stak'I? It's a story that challenges us to think about the big questions, the choices we make, and the sacrifices we're willing to make for the greater good. It's about facing the unknown, embracing our own potential, and never giving up hope.
And it reminds us that even in a galaxy full of wonders and dangers, it's the human connections, the bonds we forge, and the stories we tell that ultimately matter. So keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those imaginations firing, because who knows what incredible adventures await us out there.
And that's it for our deep dive into Last Stak'I. Until next time, keep searching for those hidden gems of knowledge and never stop diving deeper.